I think it's important to clarify that this Feast of the Ascension is not about Jesus going up to outer space into a far distant planet, but rather he ascends from this world of death and corruption and is with the Father. Pope Benedict XVI once said that in the Ascension, Jesus leads all of humanity into the existence of God. He does it in a way that humanity then finds room in God. And so it's important for us to realize that there is something about our lives now that are made known to God. One of the earliest depictions of Jesus ascending to the Father is having him whispering in the ear of the Father, in which he tells the story of his humanity, of his time of being in the flesh, and tells the story of all of humanity. Some years ago I was explaining to grade school children that Jesus doing this is much like their own experience of coming back to school in the fall and the teacher asking them to write a paper on what they did for their summer vacation. Well, Jesus in many ways is also telling the Father what it was like for him to live in human existence, and also to tell the story of all of humanity. In many ways, then, that validates our lives, the stories of our lives, all the struggles and difficulties we have, the sufferings like Jesus endured, that they're known to the Father. And that should give us a sense of encouragement about our lives, that our lives really find room in God and share in the life of God. But there's something even more, and that is, as we heard in that opening prayer, that we too are exalted. We share in the very life of God. Not only does God know our life, but we also know what God knows in God's life. And it's important always for us to realize that call in our life always to be more, that sense in our life in which we expect more of life, is truly the first seeds in which we are asked to believe that at the end of time we will share in the very life of God. So often in life we find those different impulses of making sure that our lives improve, and we should pay attention to them, not only as a way of maybe making our lives better, but also as a reminder that God has planted that aspiration in our life as a touch point for us to have confidence and hope. My mother had 11 pregnancies and 9 children, and she always seemed to be on a diet, to the point where my sisters kidded her all the time and gave her the name Slim. Even later on, the grandchildren referred to her as Grandma Slim. But her being on a diet was always a metaphor for each one of us to realize that we don't have to be tied down to the difficulties and the struggles of our humanity, the moments in life in which we feel the inertia of life overtaking us, but that there is something, each one of us always wanting to be better. And so her effort always to improve herself really did inspire us to make sure that we don't settle for where we are or feel as though our life has come to an end at a certain point and needs no further path forward. So today of the Ascension indeed is not about Jesus going to outer space, but of going to the Father and bringing all of humanity into the presence of God, in which in fact humanity finds room in the life of God. But it's also for us a source of encouragement, because we become in touch with that hope that not only our lives in this life can always improve and be better, but the Lord is giving us that impulse, that inspiration, as a reminder that we will be exalted as Jesus is exalted. And that will be always our hope and our confidence in this life.